Hello, Pewter people. Scott Reynolds with another episode of the Pewter Pulse. Today's topic, the Bucs defense, near and dear to my heart. More specifically, the Bucs run defense and how it needs to get off to a really good start this year to avoid slipping back down to the middle of the pack as it did last year with the 15th ranked run defense. The three previous years under Todd Bowles, 2019, 2020, 2021, this was either the best run defense in the league or in the top five. And of course, Todd Bowles wants a stout run defense so he can get to those exotic blitz packages and rush the passer, set up those third and long situations rather than third and short situations, which could be run or pass. That negatively affected the Bucs last year. So what I love about the Bucs schedule is the way it sets up. It couldn't be any better to have the Chicago Bears come into town for the home opener this Sunday, and then have the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2-0 Eagles, come to town on Monday Night Football the next week. The reason why? Well, different personnel, but same philosophy. The Bears and the Eagles both want to establish the run. That's their primary means of offensive attack. They've got two mobile, athletic quarterbacks that can hurt you with scrambles, design quarterback keepers, especially runs inside the red zone. And both teams have a triple-headed monster attack. Both the Bears and the Eagles have not just one, not just two, but three running backs that'll rotate in there, and all three of those guys on both teams can do some damage. First, let's take a look at what the Buccaneers did against the Minnesota Vikings. Started off the season strong, held the Vikings to just 41 yards on the ground. Now, keep in mind, they found some success against the Bucs secondary with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson connecting 7 times for 138 yards in the first half of that game. So they stayed away from the run. Alexander Mattison is no Dalvin Cook, but give the Bucs credit for not tempting the Vikings to run the ball more than they did by shutting down Minnesota's ground attack. It's going to look different, though. When Justin Fields comes to town, he's very elusive. And what I like about Todd Bowles is the fact that he's faced not just the Bears, but also the Eagles. And he's done so in recent years. Granted, this was a 38-3 win against the Chicago Bears in Justin Fields' rookie season back in 2021. And the Bucs also had 2 wins over the Eagles in 2021, a 28-22 victory on Thursday Night Football, followed by a wild card win at Tampa Bay, 31-15. But in looking at Justin Fields and Khalil Herbert, and you throw in Rashawn Johnson, the new rookie, and Dante Foreman, who had a 100-yard game against the Bucs last year with the Carolina Panthers, this is an offense that you want to stop before it starts. Keep in mind, even though the Bucs beat the Bears 38-3, the Bears did have 143 yards rushing that day, with Herbert topping 100 yards, Justin Fields being held to 38. A big reason why the score was so lopsided is because Fields was sacked 4 times, only passed the ball for 184 yards against Todd Bowles' defense, and had 3 costly interceptions. That gave the ball to Tom Brady, and Brady made him pay. So the Chicago Bears are coming off a humbling 38-20 loss to the Green Bay Packers in Chicago in that season opener. And I have to think that they're going to try to really rev up this rushing attack even more. They had 122 yards against the Packers on the ground. But anytime Justin Fields drops back, it's an adventure. Not only did the Bucs force him to cough up the ball a couple of times and sack him 4 times, he was sacked 4 times last week by Green Bay, threw a pick 6, and also had a fumble. So I like the fact that they're going to see Justin Fields one week, and then they're going to see Jalen Hurts the next. Expect Todd Bowles to do 2 things. Throw the kitchen sink at both Fields and Hurts. Send a lot of pressure, try to keep both quarterbacks in the pocket where they can't escape and do damage with their legs. Then I also expect Bowles to drop out of pressure and get into 7 and 8 man drops. And what that will do is force the quarterback, whether it's Fields or Hurts, to hold on to the football. Now, to avoid all that, the Bears need to run the ball. And the running back that might scare me the most if I'm Todd Bowles is the rookie Rashawn Johnson. He had a touchdown, averaged 4 yards a carry in his debut. He's a big back that will break some tackles. It's important for Tampa Bay against not just the Bears, but also the Eagles to rally and gang tackle. One-armed tackles are not going to get it done. The Bucs are going to need to make sure that they're sending multiple guys in white and pewter to the football. Now for the Eagles, well, they beat the Eagles, the Bucs did 28-22 on Thursday night in Philadelphia in 2021. Tampa Bay had some success, although Jalen Hurts did score a couple touchdowns inside the red zone. But Hurts was held to 115 yards passing, and the Eagles only ran for 100 yards. In that game, Hurts passed for one touchdown, had one interception, and was sacked twice. And he's always going to be a problem inside the red zone. So Tampa Bay's got to make sure to spy him with probably Devin White to make sure that you don't see him do the quarterback draw up the middle or the quarterback keeper around the edge. It was a different story, though, when the Buccaneers played the Eagles in that rematch. 31-15 was the outcome. Tampa Bay won, and the Eagles were held to 95 yards on the ground and just one touchdown. Jalen Hurts was forced to pass the ball, and he did throw the ball for 258 yards with one touchdown and two interceptions along with two sacks. It's a different story with this Eagles team, though. This was a team that got better last year under Nick Sirianni, went to the Super Bowl and lost to Kansas City. And even though they didn't have the greatest debut against the New England Patriots in week 1, rushing for 97 yards, they certainly found their groove against the Minnesota Vikings in week 2 on Thursday night, rushing for 259 yards on the ground. DeAndre Swift, the former Detroit Lion, had 175 yards plus a touchdown. Jalen Hurts ran for 2 touchdowns as well. But he did get sacked 4 times and did throw an interception. So I like the fact that the Buccaneers will be facing both Fields and Hurts in back-to-back weeks. It's not the same defense game plan because I think Hurts has got more weapons to throw to and better guys on the outside and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. That's a much tougher challenge than DJ Moore and Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney for the Bears. But I like the fact that Bowles and this defense can kind of settle in and understand that the game plan is going to be relatively the same for both quarterbacks. Try to keep them in the pocket, pressure them, make them beat you with their arm. And if they can stop or slow down both the Bears and the Eagles' rushing attack, look out. Tampa Bay might just be 3-0 to start the season. Pewter people, I invite you to subscribe to Pewter Report TV. That's our YouTube channel. Follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure that you're liking all the videos and leave some comments as well. That helps our algorithm. It gets us in front of more Pewter people like you. And make sure that you check out all of our game coverage, breaking news, inside scoop, analysis, and injury reports on pewterreport.com, our website. And I'll be back soon with another edition of the Pewter Pulse.